You guys
press play.
So what?
idiots.
So like last week being the Triple Crown, and have they always done the Triple Crown champion of the Triple Crowns? Or was
I
that
don't
new?
remember that.
I never noticed that.
That was
new.
I do not recall. And people in the comments, if we're wrong, say it. We are going to be wrong
feel
a
like
lot.
that's the first time.
I do not remember them ever saying,
remember seeing it.
"Hey, here's the Triple Crown winner or champion." And what really bothered me, and I don't know what your thoughts are on this. Earlier today, I saw Yamaha posted something on Instagram, and it was Eli and Cooper up on the podium, and they were holding up the number ones. Both of them were holding up number ones, and I'm like, "You didn't win the race, Cooper. Like Tomac did."
He won the Triple Crown. He should have held up a 3.
I know, it's been like one of these. Yeah. Well, then it's awkward because then you're like, what are you doing, shouting out Tomac? It just, to me, that bothered me. I don't know why.
I've never seen them do that, though, where they crowned a Triple Crown champion.
Yeah, I'll hit play.
All right,
But
so are we going to watch this
you
on the show?
No, you don't have to watch it. It's just like one of those things where you can look up and we'll talk about. What I wanted to talk about is apparently there's a rumor going around that after Limegate, they have not been able, and you may or may not be able to comment on this, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. Something's going on with the dirt where it's breaking down way quicker than it ever has in the
This whole
past.
season's been super ruddy.
And I don't know, apparently they're not putting drying agents in the dirt and like all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but it's kind of gotten to the point where I don't really care for the tracks that much this year. I think this track was pretty good.
This track was fairly dry, but it's always going to be a little bit rutted. The problem with the ruts are, the horsepower and torque is off the charts. It's only gotten more and more and more with each passing year.
Yeah.
The tires that they would use on a night like in St. Louis, you're not using like what in my day in the 90s was going to be your sort of mid-terrain. You get your hard pack, your mid-terrain, and then your like sand mud tire.
Right.
They use basically a sand mud tire everywhere. So
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So and they work the track with the dozers and all this stuff, so the dirt never really hardens up like it used to. And then you get to some place like in Las Vegas and whatnot where the dirt was really hard and always blue groove. They do a really good job of getting it wet and keeping the dirt moving, so that it's not super blue groove and all that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's been one race this season that's had blue groove.
No, but I think the thing with the ruts is I mean, it's not like the heavy equipment is different than what it used to be.
No, it's all the same.
I personally, I can't see that there would be something that they would be using different additives or not using additives in the dirt to make it that. I just think it's the force of the bike that jumps.
Yeah.
So the speed, the force, the horsepower, and then the tire.
And
whenever there's a race where they can use the paddle type scoop tire, like forget about it. Why do you think Pro Motocross? Well, with Pro Motocross, they intentionally make the tracks,
which I love.
which I don't. But then it forces, because the tracks are over prepped, then you have no choice but to use the scoop, because now it's okay to use the scoop. So not even a sand/mud tire that you might have used in the 90s.
Right.
That's like your mid-terrain tire now.
Yeah.
So if you've got the bike in one line, you've got a 450 that's got 80 horsepower, a ton of torque, and a scoop tire on it, what do you think's going to happen? It just ruts everything out. Yeah. I mean, it ain't like riding Saddleback back in the 70s and all that. I thought that was Garfield or something.
You can play with Garfield if you want. I can give you a
that's
cap.
good. So I just think I mean
it does actually work really well with that.
Blends in.
So I don't have a problem with that. I think that it's just the nature of it.